Welcome, I'm Coach Micheal Burt to a new podcast that we have out called Flip the Switch, how to activate the prey drive in you and your people. This is from a new book that I'm working on for 2021. Hope to get a major publishing deal. When I get a major publishing deal is a better way of saying it. Because it's a fascinating concept, folks. If you're out there and you're watching this or you're listening to it, prey drive is an instinctual ability to see something with the eyes or in the mind and have the persistence and intensity to pursue it. It has to be activated. There has to be a persistence to it. There has to be an intensity to it. To me, activation is the easy part. Maybe it's because I understand it, but to me, I can be in West Palm Beach and see a big yacht and it activate my prey drive. I can see a private jet and it activates my prey drive. I can have an inspiring moment and it activates my prey drive. So to me, that's not the hard part. The hard part is the persistence and the intensity to see something through to its logical conclusion, to literally wake up every day and in like perpetual motion, create and recreate every day to keep things moving till eventually there is so much momentum and so much energy that it's like a freight train of momentum and you can't even contain it. You can't even control it. Things are happening. People want a piece of what it is that you're doing. It is manifesting because of the effort. It's hard to explain, but Steve Carlos, who's one of my agents in New York City, is basically telling people, man, Coach Burt is a freight train of momentum right now. And you say, well, how did that start? I think it started back in January, February this year when the world shut down. My prey drive was activated. I exerted enormous amounts of force and energy, and I am now reaping the benefit of 10 years of a tailwind or 15 years of a tailwind plus an increased intensity, which is prey drive. Why was it activated, by the way? Competition, fear of loss, exposure to bigger think, environments I have created, embarrassed that I'm not performing at the level I'm capable of performing at. So today on this short segment, we're going to break down how do you find your primary activator, because this is something they wanted to know for the book. Okay, we get it. Prey drive is an instinct like an animal. You see something and you pursue something like an animal. There's prey. There's something to go get. The pursuit is the reward. How do you find your primary activator? And so what I've done is I've created this schematic that's almost like a pyramid. You know, they had the 5 dysfunctions of teams, the 5 disciplines of a learning organization. There are 5 or 6 activators of prey drive. So I started looking and I going, what is your primary activator? Well, I got to ask you a series of questions to figure that out. Is it fear of loss? Fear of losing what? You say money, power, status, prestige, current lifestyle. You fear losing these things. But I could also throw in there respect, fear of losing approval from other people. That would be rejection. You fear losing something, man. And if you fear losing something enough, what does it do? It causes you to take an action. When you don't want to lose something, right? You went home tonight, got a bad habit, and your wife tells you, look, you clean up the bad habit or I'm out. And I'm taking the kids with me. That could cause you to change because you fear losing something. And if you fear losing it bad enough, like I always say, there's X cost and there's Y value. And if you feel like the X cost is greater than the Y value, then guess what? You don't do anything. You're at A, you're trying to get to B. That's it, man. You're here, you're trying to get there. There's a cost to get there. You're either willing to stay where you are and bitch about it, or you're willing to do what it takes to make the move from A to B. It's that simple. Fear of loss is I fear losing money, power, status, prestige, current lifestyle, or approval from other people. I fear losing something. And that fear motivates me to move, to activate my prey drive, to take an action. So think about that one. Number 2 is competition. Competition is there's a fight to win. There's a game to play. Your back is against the wall. There's a time clock. There's a competition. There's a fight. There's something you're going to get. You're competing, and the competition activates the drive in you. I really feel like the COVID period has been a competitor like now I have a competitor, man. Scared the world to death. Everybody's contracting. Nobody's not doing events. People scared to death to lose all their money. That's in direct competition with an abundant mindset. That's in direct competition. So when this happened to me, I'm like, no. It ain't whipping me. It ain't whipping me. I'm going to whip it when it comes to my business. I'm going to take more action, and my action is going to be greater than all this other stuff. Got to. It's a competition. And if I'm going to play, I'm going to play to win, folks. Some of you need a game to play. You gotten bored, static, stuck, complacent, in a rut. You're not moving. You're not circulating. 3, exposure. You see something. Your imagination is triggered. You want something, right? This is an activator, a prey drive. When I'm in West Palm, man, I want a place in West Palm. When I'm in Vero Beach, I'm like, cool place. When I'm in Miami, I want a condo in Miami. When I'm in downtown Nashville, right? I don't want a 1-bedroom, I want a 2-bedroom. When I'm, like boom, like these, like I'm interested in these things because I see it. When I'm around greatness, I want to be great. When I'm around lazy people, man, I'm lazy. When I go to the beach house 2 blocks off the ocean, I want a beach house on the ocean. Right? So to me, exposure is I see something and it has triggered in me a want, an interest, and it's triggered my imagination. All right, number 4, environment. Big believer in this. That's why I own 50% of an F-45. I've been on the road for 2 weeks, and I've worked out on my own with the app. I've done 20-minute workouts, 30-minute workouts. I've done this, I've done that. I go in there this morning and work out at F-45 with a trainer, with a time clock, with energy, with other people, with music. Guess what? I work out 10 times harder. That is environment, folks. An environment can activate the prey drive, okay? Because I walk in, I don't want to do it. Next thing you know, boom, I'm doing it. I'm interested. I'm moving. I'm circulating. I'm right. Like the next thing you know, man, it's like going to I always joke and say Miami is the only place in the world where they can take a sushi bar and turn it into a nightclub. You go to Miami, you're out eating dinner, 8 9 o'clock. Let me tell you what happens next. Boom, music's going. Next thing you know, people are up dancing. You was eating sushi a minute ago. It's environment, man. Miami is just a wild environment. Upbeat, movement, energy, circulation. It's a very different environment. It's a very cool environment. If you ever go to I don't know what they call them in Las Vegas. It's not raves. It's, what do they call them? Is it a rave? I don't know. It's where they're banging the music and there's a beat and a tempo. I've only been to one. It's like, whoa. That's environment. You get in the right environment that activates your prey drive. And number 5, embarrassment. I think you should compare yourself to other people who are performing at a higher frequency from you. I do not think you should compare down and go, well, I'm doing good compared to that bozo. You need to say, I'm doing terrible compared to that person. Compared to what? Okay? In comparison to some people, you're doing way better than they are. In comparison to other people, you're doing way worse. But what are you comparing yourself against? Your own potential. It's an idea, man. It's just an idea. An idea of embryonic growth that I'll be better today than I was yesterday. I'll be better tomorrow than I am today. I know this. When I am in an environment and I'm exposed to bigger people and there's a competition and there's a fear of loss, man, I'm doing something. I am moving toward something. That is the activation of prey drive. So I want you to stop what you're doing, and I want you to ask yourself, out of these activators, what is it that flips the switch in you? Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you, man, a good coach will activate and reactivate this prey drive in you every week. That's what a good coach does. That's why you need to be in my Monster Producer coaching program. It's $9.97. It's a ridiculous price. It's a years of coaching. The one Monday call with me is worth the $9.97, folks. Okay? If you don't get that back and more, something's bad wrong with you, not me. Okay? You need to come to my Flip the Switch boot camp. You need to get in a room so we can figure out how to activate this drive in you and reactivate it, because the biggest fight we're in right now is complacency, man. We're in a fight against complacency. We don't want to initiate. We don't want to take a step. We don't want to take a risk. We're scared to death. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's going to do anything till who knows who the election is. Let me tell you something. Joe Biden ain't going to save your life, and Donald Trump ain't either. Neither one of those guys are going to do anything for you. So get out of your brain that I'm not doing anything till the election's over. You better do something, folks. You better do something, because one way or another, life ain't stopping because of who wins the election. So I want to encourage you. Use this psychology of what I'm teaching you. Dig in deep. Find your primary activator, and let's roll. Virtual boot camp this Thursday, full day. Flip the switch and become a monster producer. I'm combining two of my biggest concepts. Flipping your switch, that's activation of prey drive, with the monster growth boot camp. Boom, boom. Okay? Full day, 10 to 4, virtual boot camp. You don't want to miss this, man. You do not want to miss this. And then I'm doing the Flip the Switch boot camp Friday and Saturday at the lodge. Still got time to get in. 40, 50 people going to come spend 2 days with me. There's no way you can't leave better off than when you left. I'm Coach Micheal Burt. Thank you for watching Flip the Switch and Activate the Prey Drive. What is your primary activator?